And with that, we're now going to be moving into bout number 2. And he is of 20 years of age. He has a MMA pro record of 1 loss and 1 loss in grappling, and he's probably going to be trying to change his stats in Unleash Absolute Warriors. He is accompanied by Coach Hasita Iranga representing Kendi BJJ. In the blue corner, Dilshan Madushanka. And his opponent, aged 26, accompanied by Dennis Freshland, representing Fusion Mirisa. In the red corner, Sandeepa Sandunodaya.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Ammar Adnan to the broadcast booth. Ammar, former boxer turned mixed martial arts fighter. How are you, Ammar?
Hi, Sandeepa. I'm doing really good.
This bout is brought to you courtesy of MyProperty.lk, an official clothing partner Ravana Fightwear, healthcare partner Amos Hospital, and media partner Papare.com.
Really challenging match, and I felt Suresh really deserved it because he was more dominating. But let's see, this match is against Isuru versus Chamod.
Sandeepa Vitarana versus Dilshan Madushanka.
Yeah, my bad, sorry.
Referee Romesh De Silva.
You want to touch gloves?
First time in Unleash Absolute Warriors, but he has been in the game for many years. An excellent match official.
So I see a lot of youngsters trying to grapple in today's...
yeah, that's true. A lot of first-time grapplers.
Definitely. I mean, you see a lot of young, hungry, and full of energy.
Whoa! That is an excellent judo throw by Sandeepa. You know, Sandeepa is representing Fusion Martial Arts Mirisa. These guys, they train really hard, and right now Sandeepa is trying to get the mount, and Dilshan switches it back up again. Now he is trying to pass the guard.
But still, Sandeepa is on a dominating position.
And Dilshan just secures side control.
Dilshan he's very calm when it comes to the ring. Compared to the other fighter.
I believe Dilshan Madushanka is attempting to either go for a Kimura, because he is... Ooh, I believe it's an Ezekiel choke. Will he get the submission? That...
I feel like Sandeepa is setting up a buggy choke here with his legs, but no, he changes his position.
Oh, that was a close one for Sandeepa, you know. However, Dilshan manages to secure his side control position, which is, a relatively dominant position compared to, say, close guard or open guard. And
oh, that's a nice escape. And back again in the ground with the side control. Sandeepa is again.
Sandeepa needs to do something right now to escape this side control, either go for a buggy choke or some kind of hip escape.
I think Sandeepa should simply change the pace of the game right now.
Yeah, because Dilshan is on the offense.
Definitely. We just started the match, isn't it?
It's been 1 minute 57 seconds.
And I'm sure I've heard that Sandeepa is well known and he's pretty amazing on his leg attacks. Isn't it true, Sandeepa?
That's true. According to the pre-fight interviews, Sandeepa he said that he's definitely a guard puller, and he is recovering from a left leg injury. However, he is ready. He came into this fight with 100%, being 100% ready, and see how he escaped that choke with an amazing hip bump. And now, as I said, he is going for a leg lock. I believe it is a heel hook.
this is where experience comes, Senitha. You see, he was very cool and calm throughout the match, but
So I see Sandeepa's specialty is hunting for submissions like heel hooks and other entanglements that can finish the fight really fast.
Yeah,
Even when he pulls the guard, he's not trying to survive.
this is Sandeepa's sweet spot. Dilshan needs to, he needs to do something to get out of this position because he's
I don't think Sandeep has got the lock properly there.
yeah, because I saw Dilshan like waving his head saying that no, he doesn't have the choke, he doesn't have the submission yet. No,
See, the legs is supposed to come the other way around to actually lock him.
3 minutes 26 seconds into this bout, what started off with good pace, I feel like it kind of slowed down both guys. However, this is what happens when they are in, when they're attempting leg locks. This is how a usual Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu match goes in this kind of position. But now, Dilshan is trying to pass the guard, and he did. However,
Dilshan looks gassed, but let's see. Sandeepa wants him to come to the ground, and he's not.
Do you know that Sandeepa has been returning from a leg injury, guys? He's also a guard pull specialist, strong in leg locks and submission attacks from bottom.
that's true. That's true. And of course, he's been training with Dennis Frischlad in Fusion Martial Arts Mirissa, which is one of the best grappling gyms from down south. And of course, Dilshan is from Candy BJJ. That is also like one of the best, and if not the best grappling club in Candy.
Definitely, Sandeepa, because now in Candy we saw two players representing clubs from Candy.
That's true.
And especially Dilshan is coming. He's a very youngster. He's 20 years old, and he's specialized in BJJ.
Yep, that's
So
true.
I think his preference is more to attack from unconventional positions, as you can see.
That's true. I believe a few seconds ago, referee Romesh De Silva kind of urged the fighters to engage rather than, looking for openings.
I guess this bout, there should be more engagement from Sandeepa's side. He's being more into an offensive stance here.
I see Sandeepa as a more adaptable personality. From bottom guard, he seems more sort of like a submission hunter.
Oh, and a guillotine attempt by Sandeepa. Will he get it? Nope. You see, when it comes to jiu-jitsu, there is a debate here amongst grapplers, especially whether you're a guard puller or you're someone to shoot for the takedown. And, people talk a lot of trash about guard pullers, but I'd say that is part of the game, We are not here for a wrestling match. We are here for a grappling match. And, if your opponent is pulling guard, I believe it's the best thing to do is engage.
So, Sanita, overall now it's been 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Who do you think is dominating this match?
This is quite the hard call to make. I believe the referees are well equipped in making that decision, and it's just still too early to call, in my opinion. There's still 4 minutes left, 4.5 minutes.
Definitely, Sanita, because I see this more sort of like a chess game.
Yep.
I mean, we are unable
I beg your
to
pardon,
come in-
3.5 minutes left. Go on.
Definitely. So again, more sort of a chess game where we are unable to pick what the side is, and both sides are pressurized and putting their maximum
And a Kimura attempt by Dilshan. Go ahead. But Sandeepa slips away. Dilshan is doing a good job staying inside control. He's got a couple of options here: an Americana, a Kimura. Even a triangle choke if he gets to mount. In a usual grappling bout, after a grappler secures side control, he will try to go for the mount. But also the armbar is open from this position if Sandeepa plays his cards right.
So Dilshan is simply a young, sharp, and an unpredictable sportsman, Senator. What I see is that he's a very silent. I see that silent doubters show that the youth and hunger can match experience and skill. We see a lot of youngsters in this tournament, Unleashed 2025, Senator. What are your thoughts now? How now? A lot of people, Sri Lankans, don't know what BJJ is all about.
Majority of Sri Lankans.
Exactly.
It's still a young sport, I would say.
Definitely it is. It is.
It's one of the main bases in mixed martial arts. When it comes to mixed martial arts, if you don't know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, do not get into the ring. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu compiled with wrestling is what makes mixed martial arts more interesting, and that's what's caused mixed martial arts to, be one of the most fastest growing sports in the world.
Definitely.
And, we see a lot of grapplers here in Sri Lanka, and we don't see a lot of opportunity. We have one tournament, but I think it's amazing that Unleash is coming forward and making more opportunities for grapplers to take part. Oh, and an armbar attempt by Sandeepa.
Sandeep is doing really good.
But I believe he doesn't have it secured. Now he can go for the triangle. And he secures mount.
That was a very close attempt for a triangle there, but yeah, Dilshan had a good escape. But now Dilshan's main idea should be to get out of that mount, because I feel Dilshan was the one who was on top throughout the majority of the time.
This is slick movement from Sandeepa's end. See how he got that armbar and then he transitioned to a triangle. It was some slick move from. It was quite clever from Sandeepa, and now he has secured mount. Dasita?
I see both these individuals having a battle between the minds and energy. They are shifting their locations from time to time, trying out all types of locks.
That's true.
Am I correct?
That's true.
Senator?
That's true. We have 9 minutes. We're almost up. 10 seconds left.
Yes,
These guys have to leave it all in there in these last 10 seconds if they want to get the edge from the judges.
And that's 10 minutes in the clock, and there's few more.
What? No.
And it's 10 minutes finally. So let's stay tuned for an exciting back and forth. We should see who the winner is.
I believe the...
Okay, stop.
Right.
Go to your corner.
I think, yeah.
The bell was just
the
rung.
fight just ended just now.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like,
Ladies and gentlemen,
they are.
please give these two fighters another round of applause. I'd like to welcome Mr. John Pereira, representative of Pearl Bay Leisure, to join us as we're about to announce the winner. And the winner of bout number 2 is blue corners Dilshan Madushanka.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the winner of the second bout, Dilshan Madushanka, representing Candy BJJ. Dilshan, okay, opponent eka fight ka kya record dekhi, but this is your first grappling bout. How do you feel, brother, coming in and fighting against someone a bit more experienced and getting the win?
ඇත්තටම සතුටුයි මට මේ මම මෙතනට ආපු වෙලාවේ ඉඳන් මට උදව් කරේ මඩුල අයියයි නිපුන් අයියයි මේ මට කිසිම දෙයකට වියදම් කරන්න දුන්නේ නැහැ ඒ දෙන්න ඔක්කොම වියදම් ටික කරා මගේ ටීම් එකේ කට්ටිය ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්න මට ඇත්තටම සතුටුයි මේ හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කරා හොඳ ගේම් ඒ ඩෙනිස් කෝචුත් මට උගන්වලා තියෙනවා සතුටුයි.
Amazing respect between the two athletes. Dilshan Madushanka, ladies and gentlemen, give it up.